You lose a dog as a pet owner. If you lose a dog, as of now, people are going around sending WhatsApp messages, taking posters.
My biggest fear is losing my dogs.
If this unified system comes in place,
So, like humans have an Aadhaar card, and do you think even pets need a unique ID?
prices of puppies went down. Good breeders stopped breeding good dogs, and this is the fact. Like today, everywhere there are poorly bred dogs. That's the same cycle goes on. The more the demand, the more number of breeding happens, and the more number of puppies in the market. The more number of puppies, eventually the price has to go down because it's gotten into a mass market product now.
Do you think we should bring in some regulation around the education, because people rely on internet?
Yeah.
Okay. Most of the dog parents either follow certain influencer or they rely on Google to find answers. What are your thoughts on that?
It was a first open show after we got affiliated with KCI. So for us as a new club, finances were definitely a challenge. Another challenge is having hotels to stay with dogs.
I'm planning to host a show this year.
You're asking me in a good way or a bad way?
Are you serious? Welcome to the Pets Are Family podcast, a show where we dive into the latest trends, news and stories in the pet industry. Each episode, we talk to industry experts, founders and pet lovers. Together, we explore ideas, innovations and real stories that are shaping the future of pet care. Basically, everything for pet lovers from pet lovers. I'm your host, Anil Reddy. I'm so glad you're here. So, grab a coffee, get comfy and let's jump into today's episode. Today, we have someone really special with us, a name that's quite well known in the Indian pet industry. Let me introduce you to Banuchandra Hosmani, a pet lover and a pet parent. With over 15 years of experience in the pet space, Banu began his journey in the pet industry in 2012 with a pet boarding facility and a pet store. And he comes from a background in manufacturing Spirulina-based products, supplements that were originally designed for humans. But that's not all. He's an active participant and organizer of dog shows across India, a proud pet parent of Mudhol Hounds, Shih Tzu, Bichon Frises, and is closely associated with KCI. One of his most talked about events was the Hubli Dog Show, which he organized it single-handedly, and Happy Pet was thrilled to be a part of it. And let me tell you, there's a sensational and a bold episode from Banu's journey that I will save for the end. So stay tuned till the final question. Welcome Banu to Pets Are Family Show.
Hi Anil, thank you for having me.
Banu's introduction from my side would be, he is a very close friend, and when I started Happy Pet, I had no idea about the pet industry. He handheld and made sure that he answered all the questions, all the doubts I had before building Happy Pet. Let me start with the first question. If you had to introduce yourself in 10 seconds, how would you describe who you are?
A person deeply associated with pets. Dogs definitely yes. Then growing as a child, been working with a lot of dogs and other animals. Yes, a dog lover and a passionate pet parent.
Well, that's less than 10 seconds. Okay, from a mechanical engineering to falling in love with pet world, how did this transformation happen and what pulled you into the pet industry? I have my story and let me hear yours.
So it started in a very different way, if I have to put it. So dogs have always been a part of my life. Pets have always been a part of my life. It's not only dogs. I've had cats, birds, a couple of other pets growing as a child. And it was never from being a mechanical engineering person to pets. It was a pet person got into mechanical engineering. It was more of for the satisfaction of my parents. That's why I got into mechanical engineering. Otherwise, my choice of studies would have been wildlife zoology or wildlife biology. That was my always the first priority.
Amazing. We all have a similar story. Like I wanted to become an artist and my mom wanted me to become an engineer. I ended up becoming an artist. So we keep hearing that the pet industry in India is booming, which is true. And that's one of the reasons why we are building Happy Pet. How true is this according to you? And what are some of the challenges you have personally faced when stepping into this field?
Pet industry is a pretty big space for anyone to get in. But again, the ideology and the idea of building a company is like what you're trying to basically show to the public or basically what you're trying to build. For me, it's been always one way working with dogs, competing with dog shows, being into the breeding community. which is often misunderstood by a lot of people. Then have also been working in the pet product line, being into the retail line. Now we are focusing more on the distribution part and building our own brand of pet products. So the challenges, if I have to talk, yes, there's a lot to talk about challenges, right from breeding or challenges of pet parents or challenges with regards to education in the pet industry, challenges of understanding the whole ecosystem of the pet industry by the government point of view. So you can basically put it across in multiple ways or multiple stages, which we can always discuss, whichever topic you would like to.
Awesome. Since the time I got into this industry, I've attended a couple of dog shows organized by KCI. And is there any challenge or any reason why pet parents are not encouraged, or there there is no awareness for pet parents that there is such shows happening in India?
So for in general, what public think, the moment you talk about dog shows, when you say dog shows, they think it's like, no, we don't want to be cruel to our pets. There's nothing to be cruel about. Yes, sometimes dogs don't enjoy shows because you have not socialized them well, or they're not used to attending dog shows. At the same time, it's more of an awareness program, and it's trying to build a bond with a dog and go to events. It's not only go to a dog show. It's always good to travel around with dogs, go around with dogs, so that the dogs have a different experience as well. It's not just four walls of your house or your compound or a small space or an apartment. So it's basically, I would put it in a way, it's showmanship. So dog shows for me, if as an individual, if you want to talk, I'm a show person. Like we breed to retain, we breed to show, we breed to continue the legacy of a bloodline or a lineage. Breeding is not just for financial aspects, and the same goes with the dog shows as well. Dog shows are also not organized just for breeders. It is organized for the entire pet fraternity or the canine fraternity. It is more of trying to create an awareness, trying to understand the different breeds, trying to understand on the point of view of how a judge looks at a dog and why he's trying to pick a particular dog. Like if a golden retriever or a German shepherd is winning today, he's winning there for a reason. He's winning there because his appropriate anatomy, like his complete fixture of the body, every single thing is properly balanced. So the temperament is calm, composed as per the breed requirement. Every breed has a requirement, right? So every breed is judged in a certain way.
Nice. That's very well summarized. I think the last show that you organized in Hubli, you invited so many pet parents. Even one of my friend from the nearest town came, and he was not aware of it, but somehow the message reached to him. Don't you think every dog show should be doing that? Like Ooty Dog Show, I was talking to my friends in and around. Nobody knows that there's a dog show called Ooty Dog Show, and they're all happy to come travel all the way there because it becomes like a holiday for them to travel with the dogs. Is there a way for such dog shows to promote, or are they trying to avoid crowd coming in, or is there any reason?
No, definitely no. I wouldn't put it in a way that they're trying to avoid any crowd. I'm sure every dog show or every dog show organizer wants the crowd to come in. They want people to get exposed. They want people to understand more about the dog shows and, have an understanding of why these dog shows are being organized. Yes, Ooty, iron is like Ooty is a very old club in India, and situated in a place where everybody wants to go, spend some time, enjoy their time with their dogs. But at the same time, I think if I have to put it in a different way, I think for us it was a benefit because Happy Pet helped us in the promotions and everything. And I think I'm sure your friends would have seen those, all the clippings, all the promotion aspects. Other shows also can definitely do that. Other organizers across India, they can definitely do that. It's just a proactive decision, how well they want to organize it, how well they want to pull the crowd. It is their individual wish and will and thought how they want to project the dog shows.
So Banu, as a pet parent, as a pet lover, how come you're so tech driven? Even being in this pet industry for the last 15 years, I met people where they're completely ignorant about technology. For them, it is all about being in the pet industry, ignoring technology and doing it very traditional way. How come every time I meet you, talk about technology, you want to build an app? For example, the next question is going to be about the pet ID, the unique ID that you want to build. We brainstorm about it and I was wowed with that idea. How is that you're able to catch up with technology and still think about pet industry and technology?
So I think this inspiration also comes from again Happy Pet. After I saw Happy Pet growing into the sector, I always wanted to get into the tech ecosystem and bring the tech ecosystem into the pet industry. But somewhere I was also stuck on which segment to work on. But later I realized there were a lot of challenges in organizing the complete breeder community, the pet parent community, and for the stray dog management. And we've been seeing a couple of municipal bodies trying to microchip, create IDs for the stray dogs. So there's a big gap in the market over there. It's not just the need, it's also the requirement and why you should basically try and do that. Today, breeding community is one of the most unorganized sector or one of the most unorganized industries in India, which is being manipulated or which is being taken into wrong hands by wrong people. Having dogs, breeding dogs is a moment where its emotions are involved. But for most of the people, breeding is just finances. Breeding is money. You breed a dog, sell a dog. You just basically you just breed a dog puppy and sell them at the age of 35 days, 40 days, 50 days, whatever. There are laws as per Animal Welfare Board of India (AWBI), but there is no particular system to track it or have a interdisciplinary, interdepartmental communications through a form of tech or software where sitting in one's office. Any government official, let us say to be a municipal authority or say to be a veterinary authority or say to be Animal Welfare Board of India authority or SPC or anyone can basically manage the day in day out activities that is happening with ARVs, anti-rabies mission vaccination program, animal birth control programs. Then, so a lot of features like that. There are so many things that one can have and build into the pet ecosystem, especially with the ID as a whole.
So, like humans have an Aadhaar card, and do you think even pets need a unique ID?
Definitely, yes.
What are the benefits? Like apart from tracking, tracing, and all that, is there any other?
Tracking, tracing is one part to it. For example, today you bring a dog from a breeder. He will randomly sell a puppy to you. You as a pet parent will not know what is the past history of the dog. You will not know who the father is, who the mother is. For that, you will have to go through a genetic testing. But I don't know how feasible it is here in India or how expensive it's going to get. The reason why you will have to basically choose a dog from a right parents is basically you will have to look into the temperament aspects. You'll have to look into the genetical disorders which will come into the health related with regards to the health related issues in the coming days as they grow. So that is why lineage, that is why we always talk about bloodline, lineage, and so dog shows are also most dependent on the past parents, the lineages and everything. So here if you'll have to see and what the changes what we can do is, for example, when you bring in a welcome a puppy home, you at least you will not know where the dog has come. It's either sold to you by a reseller or a puppy miller or some random source you have the puppy, not knowing where it is coming from, how it was raised. So that is where municipal bodies, government bodies have to come in play. AWA, I'm sure, has laid a lot of rules, but unfortunately, certain bodies have again brought a stay on those kind of rules that they shouldn't be implemented, which has basically taken us again about 5 to 10 years back in this particular industry. So I think that is where to fill this gap, to have the to have people follow the law of the land and to have animal welfare, keeping the animal welfare in mind, I'm sure we should have stronger rules and a stronger system in place. For example, you lose a dog as a pet owner. If you lose a dog, if you have to find it, or as of now, people are going around sending WhatsApp messages, taking posters. If this unified system comes in place, if at the same time the owner can create an SOS, and if the dog is found somewhere, you can match those IDs. At least it is much faster to reunite the dog with the pet parent.
Fantastic.
It's not feasible to put a satellite tracker or your Apple tracker on every single dog. Sometimes some people can't afford it. But as an animal, as a living being, I think even cars have a unique registration numbers, right? Humans have a Aadhaar number. Same thing, I think every dog should have as well. They should have an ID. The government should be able to see all the health records of that particular dog, what is the past history of the dog, whether the dog has been vaccinated or not. All these kind of data has to be fetched to the government so that the government can work hand in hand with the One Health mission as well, because most of the zoonotic diseases are transmitted between humans and animals. So that is another big aspect why you will have to look into having these systems in place.
Fantastic. I get my answer for the unique ID. And for all the audience who are watching this, if you want to collaborate with Banu to build this system, he's very open to discuss this idea. He's already documented all this stuff. And from the day one, I've been hearing about this unique idea, and he's been not just bouncing the idea with me, but also going to government and speaking about it. And I wish you best, and we would love to see that unique ID. And the best part about the unique ID is people use phone mobile numbers to log into websites, especially pet related websites, whether you're buying on an e-commerce or even Happy Pet, right? Instead of that, they can use the unique ID. We know for which pet you have come for, and we can alter the website based on that. We can customize it, we can personalize.
It can be used in any which ways. Today you see Aadhaar card is being used in every single aspect. Anything, for example, right from a train ticket booking to your shopping to your purchase or any sales, anything, Aadhaar card is linked. The same thing should be with pets as well.
My biggest fear is losing my dogs. And and now here is the thing. After COVID, right, there has been an explosion of ideas. E-commerce, which is doing really good. People at their convenience, they order things, and people started manufacturing their own brands. And we have also seen a lot of tech ideas, a lot of services at the door, like grooming at the door, and you can find pet walkers, and you can find pet dog trainers, everybody online. What are your thoughts on these kind of ideas?
So I think every industry evolves at a certain pace. All these years, I remember as a child bringing in Royal Canin food and pedigree as food to my dogs, and feeding porridge to dogs, and just have pedigree and Royal Canin just sprinkle on the food of a porridge which is home cooked, and then think that you're still doing a good job by providing the right nutrition to a dog. But that has changed eventually as pet parents started understanding more about the needs of dogs, and there is a fair amount of education happening, awareness happening into the pet industry, but definitely not enough. I think more companies should come into that line of work and give more awareness for pet parents especially, and make sure that you help them make the right decision while choosing a pet or while choosing a product or while buying anything. The same goes with vets as well. So, me as an individual, I've seen a lot of accessory brands, dog food brands. There is an explosion, like we said, there's an explosion of dog food brands that has come in, right from the economical food brands to the premium brands. There are, I think, so many, I don't know how many, but I can name few. A lot of imported dog food brands have come into India for the last 3-4 years, and that's going on and off. New brands come in, some brands fail, some brands sustain. Same thing is with our in-house Indian grown brands as well, who have gone into the home cooked style food, your retort system dog food. There are a lot of small processors who are trying to build their brand, especially with the food segment, because food, I think, more than any of our accessories, medicines, I think dog food as such or cat food as such takes about 60-70% of the market share. The rest of 30-40% or 20% is your accessories, medicines, your chains, belts, toys, all these kind of products. So definitely it is going to change. It's going to evolve. It's a good thing for the industry. More number of players have to enter so that people understand the good products and the bad products. At least they can compare. They have choice to choose from, to which product is or which brand is good. So yes, more companies and more brands have to come, educate people, try to fight for their space in the market. That's when the industry is going to increase and improve.
Do you think we should bring in some regulation around the education, because people rely on internet?
Yeah.
Okay. Most of the dog parents either follow certain influencer or they rely on Google to find answers. Today, if you look at Instagram, right, everybody is a food advisor when it comes to pet.
Yes.
Should there be some kind of a regulation around it, or is it okay to try, or what are your thoughts on that?
So yes, there are as vets, they are certified as vets, right? Like the same thing should be for nutritionists as well. When you talk about nutritionists, they go up online, they take these courses, which you have 100-hour course or 20-hour course or 40-hour course, and you get yourself certified. I'm sure there are some great nutritionists out there after doing these certifications, but you never know to what extent or depth of knowledge they have in this particular line of work. If some random nutritionist is going to come in and just tell you this, like feed this particular chicken and feed this spinach, feed this rice to your dog, without properly balancing the diet, it can definitely go wrong in a way without understanding the dog's past history or what complications the dog is having. So yes, nutritionists have changed. The whole industry is changing. Like I've said earlier, there is more education to be coming in. Yes, that's it.
Fantastic. And when it comes to the product that you're manufacturing for the humans, you asked me to try it on my dogs, and I did, and it's fantastic. When are you bringing it for the pet industry?
It's almost through. We're just waiting for a few final touch-ups.
Can you talk more about the product?
So it is. It's basically spirulina. Spirulina is nothing but and a microalgae, which is basically you can't see through a bare eyes. It is grown underwater. It is microscopic algae which doesn't have a cell wall. So the moment you consume it, your body tends to absorb it. So it is good in a way because it is packed with nutrients. Like in a simple comparison, if I have to tell you in layman's language, 1,000 kilos of vegetables is equivalent to 1 kg of spirulina.
Wow.
So that's a
And
simple.
same goes with pets?
Yes, it's.
When
I'm talking about the nutrients that is packed in spirulina, right? Like how well your body is going to absorb, like a human body. The same goes with your dogs as well. Like for any human or any dog, the moment you consume spirulina, your body tends to absorb it. It's one of the fastest digesting proteins as well, with high amounts of amino acids and nutrient profiles into it. It is more on a holistic approach. It is more of a, I wouldn't say just preventive care. It is more of you're trying to fill a gap of nutrients that your dog doesn't get in their day in day out diet. So spirulina is again a form of a superfood. So you can just add it to their food on a daily basis. It can go as long. You can feed your dog as long as you want. There are no side effects. There is no health risks to a particular dog or a cat for that matter. So my dogs have spirulina like a treat. It's not a medicine for them. It's definitely not a medicine. It's just a food.
do they like them?
Yeah, they love it.
I mean,
How is it with your dogs? I remember
I mix it with the food.
You mix it with
I
the
mix
food.
it with the food, and I see a bit of a change in the energy, especially the
Have you seen any changes in the coat?
in the coat. Yes, Lorem has a beautiful coat. Kaneko don't have a coat.
The luster and everything has changed, I'm sure.
Yeah. So how are you planning to educate pet parents about it? Like if you take any new pet parent, right, all they know is all the pedigrees available, and there is meat or there is veggies that's good for the dogs. And how are you going to tell this story to them?
I think it's
I'm
gonna be
asking you this question because it's such a difficult concept to sell, right? Because as a human, I doubt if they are consuming it first, if they know about it.
So spirulina has been around in the market for a long time, especially in India at least, and US people, a lot of people in US, Europe, Australia for that matter, New Zealand, any part of like abroad, like people are aware of spirulina. But in India, yes, the awareness level is little low or lesser, I would say. But it's been around the Indian market for the last 20-25 years. People have just not given much thought. Like just like your Ayurveda, there is our yoga. Like there is a lot of importance. There's a lot of benefits, but people don't want to go to your indigenous things. People just want to try and explore your artificial things or some Western stuff that is coming into the market. They want to try that. But yes, it's going to be a indigenous approach. Try through your regular routes of marketing the product. And dog shows, promote it through your pet parents, word-to-word marketing. I think that's about it.
Awesome. Now coming back to the dog show. Last year, you organized Hubli Dog Show all alone. Tell me your experience, your challenges. And I could see you running around like a headless chicken that day, but still there was a smile on your face and you made sure. And actually there's a couple of breeders who, while going, they told me that even the biggest show were not so well organized. So you took so much care. I'm sure it was not profitable, but still.
We don't organize shows for profits in the first place. It's never for profit. It's a society where a group of us people are there, and it was definitely not me alone who organized the show. Maybe you've seen me run around, be at the forefront. But yes, I have a good set of core committee members. I have my president, vice presidents, my treasurers, my joint secretaries, who have also worked equivalently like the way I have done. They have also had sleepless nights. We all have worked for that. And talking about challenges, yes, it was a first open show after we got affiliated with KCI. and pulling in entries, trying to educate people or inform breeders why they should come to a open show. Like any breeder would want to come to a regular CC show and get the CC to get the dog the championship status. Right, in the initial first one, two, and three open shows, it's a gradual process where we as a club have to show the authenticity or show the work that we are doing, how well we are organizing, and then the CC aspect comes in. So for us as a new club, finances were definitely a challenge. Then the number of entries that we had to pull in was also a big challenge. It's a new city, and people. Another challenge is having hotels to stay with dogs. That is one big question mark, right? Like the hotel owners also always have a stereotype. They have a question mark whether my property is going to be maintained the same way. It's a big challenge to house the dogs and the handlers during the dog shows. That is one of the most biggest challenge that we faced. Supports from the companies and brands, definitely yes. So always most of these dog food brands, most of the pharma brands, they want to support shows in a bigger city. Bangalore, Bombay, so Hubli being a tier 2 city, they always look at what's the share of our sale in the market. Should we support? Will we get any returns? But we have never looked at any returns as an association, as a club. We've done it for the dog game, we've done it for the pet fraternity. We have not looked at returns. Even if a cost breaks down, we are more than happy. But unfortunately, even that didn't happen.
Are you planning to host a show this year?
Yes, definitely October 12th. It's already announced. October 12th is announced. We have specialty shows, Beagle specialty and Golden specialty as well. 2 judges this time. Last time we had just 1 judge.
For people in and around Hubli or anywhere, any part of India, please make a note. October 12th is when Hubli Dog Show, and it's one of the fantastic dog shows. And please attend, and we are going to be there too. Banu, last time we met, right, you were mentioning about animal enrichment and wildlife and all this stuff. It went as a bouncer to me. I quite didn't get it because I just stepped into the pet world and now we're talking about animals and wildlife and stuff. Can you elaborate more about it?
What does your dog play with? What does he use as a tool to spend time? I'm sure
my dogs, everything apart from the dog toys. Pull plants, and tear shirts.
Every single thing that is associated.
And I like it. It's very cute when they do that.
So they need some form of mental enrichment, right? Like you can't expect a dog to be sitting in front of her doorstep and do nothing. The same goes with animals as well. Like it could be a wild animal, it could be a domesticated animal. They need some sort of job to kill their boredom. So have you visited any zoos in India anytime recently?
Yeah, every zoo.
Yeah, so you see an animal enclosed into a zoo facility. They have a lot of issues right from pacing to stereotyping and everything. So you see a particular pattern in a bear or a tiger into the facility. They're either sitting or just going to and fro in a particular pattern. They're poor animals that are sitting in that small facility the whole day, have nothing to do, no job to do. And the same follows with their stress levels and then followed by other health risk as well. So we've tied up with a company from Australia who's been into the animal enrichment industry for the last 25-30 years. So now we are bringing in toys for wild animals.
Wow.
It's not just for dogs. Idea is to provide toys to tigers, elephants, your leopards, and we have done that. And zoo facility owners are very happy about it.
Fantastic.
So now every animal in every zoo, they don't have to be bored. They can always spend time by finding the food or playing with toys. There are different types of toys, right? For your zebras, for your giraffe, for your elephant, from small primates to chimpanzees, tigers, elephants, you name it, we have it.
Wow, fantastic. There's so many ideas in this industry. How did you even come up with this idea? Someone in Australia, how did you even get to know that there is toys for wild animals?
It is just, I think, when you start searching for alternatives, when you start try to find a solution, I'm sure you will find.
Was there a moment where you went to the zoo and saw and?
Yeah, there was. I used to always think, what do these animals do the whole day sitting in the thing? They need some sort of a job to do. Like in sanctuaries, they at least go around, run around, chase each other, fight with each other. They do something. But in zoos, that doesn't happen. It's either 1 or 2 animals in a small captivity space.
Wow, all the best.
Thank you.
And the final question, this is the most interesting question, and I'll keep my iPad aside for that. So, let me look at the camera and say this. So, last year I came across this gentleman. His name is Satish Kadamam. And
Satish, it was Satish. Okay.
And I saw news that his dog was worth 50 crores. And I laughed and I thought this must be some sort of a joke. And after meeting a couple of experienced folks in the industry, I brought this topic up and I told them that is it true that can a dog be worth 50 crore or can someone make a transaction of 50 crore? And then everybody said, no, it's a fraud. And I asked them, don't you want to raise a voice? And they were like, no, I don't want to get into it. And here comes this gentleman. And one day, he, I should really appreciate your guts. And he just went on to the media and said, this is fraud. This is absolute fraud. And after you saying it, then everybody started saying it. Then everybody started supporting it. And the worst part is this news went all the way to New York. New York
After
Times.
we try to bust the actual facts, that is when again I think Mr. Satish tried to.
How did this
do
start?
international.
How did this even start? Where do you even know Satish?
Never met him personally or never had.
But he's all over the internet, right?
He's all over the internet.
I think 50 crore triggered.
No, that didn't trigger me. I've always seen him like I think I know him since 2012 as a breeder. Like since I got into the industry, since then I've been seeing him. I've been seeing him since the time he brought in a dog which said like I brought this dog Korean dosa for 2 crores. I don't know if it was dosa idli or what it was. So that dog came in. We know for the matter of fact who brought that dog, how much it was sold for, and how much did this guy pay that. And there were 2 puppies that was brought in. One died out of parvo, and I also know who was the vet who treated those pups. Then followed by a claim of 5 crore dog, 7 crores, 8 crores, 10 crores, Tibetan Mastiff. Then somewhere I remember people talking about a lost dog of 6 crores or 7 crores, Alaskan Malport or a Siberian Husky, which was owned by him. He filed a case. So it's always a gimmick that he tries to do, play around in the media, right? After 10 crores, then it started multiples by 2. From 10 crore Tibetan dog, it went to a 20 crore Caucasian Shepherd. That time also, a lot of people questioned, but nobody took a stand and they never took it to other media. They never questioned. They never asked the officials or the government bodies to have a check on it. After 20 crore dog, when during that time also, if I have to tell you in the right way, when people questioned him and some random media guy also questioned him, then at one point when he realized, I think, he changed from saying, I bought this dog to 20 crores, saying somebody offered me this dog for 20 crores. So that's when his dialogues changed. That's when his claims changed. Then came 40 crore dog. 10 into 2 is 20. 20 into 2 is 40 now. And that was a Chow Chow, where he named it as a Panda Chow Chow, which again we know for the matter of fact, where it was a body whole with proper color and nice aesthetically painted dog with a hair dye. We have, in fact, the dog was brought in from Thailand. That's also we know, and very well groomed dog. So that was marketed as a 40 crore dog. Then came the wolf dog, 50 crores dog. So that is when I thought like, boss, now today wolf dog has come in, tomorrow some other dog is going to come, which is definitely going to harm the industry. There is nothing as for me as an individual to lose anything or gain anything out of this. But knowing for the matter of fact how the whole industry is going with regards to the government banning certain working dog breeds, like you're right from the dogs that you own and the dogs I've been owning, Rottweilers, Korean Mastiffs or any other breeds, all the entire Mastiff line, all your Siberian Huskies, most of these aggressive breeds, government just wants to ban them for various reasons. Yes, there are bad dogs, there are bad owners, there were dogs that were sold to wrong pet parents. That is why today the situation has come. Now, when you're trying to create a demand for something, obviously there is going to be demand from the market as well. Now, today you're saying wolf dog, right? I brought a 5th generation of wolf dog is what he said, irrespective whether it is a 5th generation or a 1st generation or a 2nd generation. He says that I've brought in this dog from the US for XYZ price for 50 crores, that too from one individual lady. Now, who knows actually that this is a wolf dog or it is some random Caucasian mixed with some other random dog. The problem was we started getting inquiries from the market, like let us also get a wolf dog and breed it. हम 50 करोड़ को नहीं बेचेंगे भाई, 5 लाख को बेचेंगे, वी आर हैप्पी. Where do you think the market is gonna lead? Where do you think the whole the breeding community is gonna go? This when you're trying to create a news. I'm sure there are people sitting there to make some money. We don't want 50 crores. We want to take a small share of it. Anyways, he's not selling those wolf dog puppies, right? Let us wait, because it is naturally happening in the wild. Feral dogs have been mated to wolves or foxes or here and there, especially wolves in northern parts of India, even abroad for that matter. And those puppies are being sold into the market. So if that gets into a mass production or mass breeding, then it's definitely a problem for the entire community in various ways. It's not very far enough. Well, the government is going to come up and say, let's ban German Shepherds as well. Let's ban Siberian Huskies. Every single thing. Not even a single dog should be alive. So what would happen if that would go on? So there was a time. That was a time when I questioned it. And unfortunately, I didn't get the necessary support from my very own pet community. Everybody were like, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಬೆಳೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, he is pretty powerful, politically sound ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. He has filed enough cases on a lot of people. Anybody and everyone who questions him, he goes around filing defamation cases on them. So doesn't
fear that?
Like what for? Who's gonna question? If I don't question him, then I don't think anybody could have done.
Nobody could have.
Because so many years nobody has questioned him. I'm sure nobody would question him for the next couple of years as well, unless and until he would have targeted somebody and bothered them to the core, and they would have lost it and chased him. Until then, nothing would have happened. But as a generic question, I don't think nobody took a stand over there. And when I asked for help from my community to come and talk about it, who have gone through issues because of this particular individual, nobody wanted to do it. It's like, ನಮಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನಮ್ದು ಆರಾಮ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮರಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸೇಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Like, it's not about you selling a puppy or making money. For me also, it's nothing personal. I don't have to gain or lose anything out of this.
Fantastic. I think we covered all the questions. And one last question. This is a very typical HR question that any HR would ask in a company. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Like, what are your plans? I know you spoke about wildlife, you spoke about unique ID, you spoke about technology and bringing Spirulina into the pet world. With all the stuff, where can we see Banu?
Yes, I want to be called as a person who brought the animal data management system in place for the government of India. That is one thing which will basically reorganize the entire structure of how an official or how a government body is look about this industry, or have a view about this particular industry. So apart from that, yes, the family business, Spirulina, that is something very close to our heart. We definitely want every pet parent to start using Spirulina for the betterment of their dog, for their pets, and for themselves as well, because that is something which will help you in increasing the longevity of your life.
So basically, I can pop a pill and then also give it to my dog.
Powder, tablets, whatever you want to pop a pill, have the same thing for humans. And we don't differentiate between a human grade product or an animal grade product. It is the human grade product, which is USDA organic certified, India organic certified. The same product we are going to give it to the dogs. Just because it is for an animal, we don't, unlike some XYZ brands of dog food, they use cheaper quality proteins or cheaper ingredients to add in. I don't think that we would do that, because we make one grade of product, and the same quality of product has to go for you and your pets. Like anything that I don't consume or which I don't find fit for myself or my dogs, it should not be fed to other dogs as well. So that's my ideology.
Wow, fantastic. I think this brings us to the end of the talk. And thank you so much, Banu, for coming all the way from Hubli. And our first show. And I would like to admit this. Initially I wanted to introduce, that was the script. I wanted to introduce Banu. And with 15 years of experience, with 15 months of experience in the pet industry, it took 3-4 takes to introduce Banu. Very difficult. because it's not one or two. He is everywhere. He does everything and he knows so much about the pet industry. So thank you so much. Please stay tuned and many more episodes like this we're going to bring it to you. If you like this episode, don't forget to support us, share it with your friends, and if you know someone else doing amazing work in the pet space, recommend them to us. We'd love to bring their story to you. Until next time, stay happy and keep loving your pets.